Hi, this is Denise from Essential Wellness. We are day 7 of our whole food plant-based immersion program, and tonight the topic is when medical understanding is not enough and who else can help support us on our journey to healing. So as you know, I'm an integrated medical coach, and my role is to help support my clients to make the decisions that you need to make to take care of your health. So one of the things that I recommend is an understanding of nutritionists and dietitians, what role they play and how they can work together with us to help create a healthier eating plan. So it can be very confusing as to whether to use a dietitian or a nutritionist. A nutritionist is a health specialist who devotes their professional activity to food and nutritional science, preventative nutrition, diseases related to nutrient or dietary deficiencies, and the use of nutrient manipulation to enhance the clinical response of human diseases. Okay. A dietitian is an expert in food and nutrition. Dietitians help to promote good health through proper eating. They also supervise preparation and service of food, develop modified diets, and participate in research and educate individuals and groups on good nutritional habits. Now, probably the clearest way of understanding these is where they actually work. Dietitians tend to work in clinical environments, but they may also work for large companies as consultants. They also do research work. Nutritionists tend to work more amongst the people and have a more hands-on approach. So it's common for there to be considerable crossover between the two of these two professions. A dietitian is in most cases, they're protected by the law because they're required to be licensed and they're managed by a professional board that decides what they teach. They tend to have specialities in which they practice, and generally speaking, the role of dietitian is much more regulated than that of a nutritionist. So while anybody can go to school to study health and nutrition in the USA and in Australia and a few other European countries, depending on where a person wants to practice, there are certain licenses and certificates a dietitian has to earn to be able to work. In a lot of ways, a dietitian is much more regulated. So one of the major differences is that a dietitian is qualified to diagnose eating disorders or to help meal plans for managing of symptoms of health problems. That doesn't mean that a nutritionist can't. It's just that a dietitian is actually licensed to do that. Nutritionists can certainly offer support in these areas, and most of their work deals with food behaviour. However, they teach clients about general nutrition and health properties in food and offer nutrition supervision. So one is a little bit more hands-on nutritionist, and the other one's more of a clinical, writing you a prescription for a diet. It's important to note that only nutritionists can become registered with Commission on Dietetics registration, may legally declare themselves as registered dietitians. So a nutritionist can be both a nutritionist and a dietitian. The nutritionist profession is much less protected under the law, and if you want to work with a nutrition professional, it's best probably to speak to your doctor about that and whether it matches your needs and goals. So, for example, if your problem is possibly more of a lifestyle issue, you know what you need to do, but you find it harder to go about doing it, then perhaps a nutritionist could be of more help. So you would be referred to a dietitian if your needs were more medically based, such as diabetes, kidney disease, or cancer. And a dietitian may also be helpful if you want to lose weight or generally improve your overall health. So the services of licensed dietitians and nutritionists can be covered by your health insurance. And when you first meet a dietitian or a nutritionist, you need to ask them about that to find out. In China, unfortunately, only, as far as I'm aware, many insurance companies will only pay for nutritionist or dietitian who is licensed in China, and most foreigners do not get licensed or registered here. Your insurance company, if it has broader coverage, may cover you for a dietitian or a nutritionist that does consultations online. So, speaking of online dietitians and nutritionists, if you go through some of the more reputable ones, such as the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, or Dr. Furman, or Dr. Greger's nutritionfacts.org, you can quite possibly find a recommended nutritionist and dietitian. And get online counselling and ask them for support. Now, I would say, just as a guess, a dietitian would probably require you to have certain tests done so that they could actually see the overall picture of what your health is. And in order to get that, you would need to go through a doctor. Some nutritionists probably would find that helpful as well. Either way, it doesn't hurt to actually get a bit of a background on your health before you go and seek assistance from one of these health professionals. Now, why is this important again? Well, you know, on your journey to health, it's not a straight one. It tends to go in circles. You're changing your habits, you're changing the way that you prepare food, you're changing the way that you live your lives. And so there will be times when it will be a little bit harder than others, and you may find that your digestive system or your physical health may be going through some changes, and you need to check in with someone professional to find out how to manage that. Now, if we look at, say, perhaps a diabetic, generally speaking, after you become more aware of the types of foods that are suitable for you as a diabetic that can help you improve your blood sugar, then generally speaking, you're not going to have too many problems. But say further down the track, you started to develop some digestive problems, a lot of gas, maybe your energy levels were fluctuating, then you may need to go back and seek professional help and assistance. The same goes for just about anybody on a healthy plant-based diet. If you start experiencing digestive upsets, if you start feeling as though you're, you've got a lot of gas, or you're just having difficulty adjusting to more fruit and vegetables in your diet, then it doesn't hurt to get a check up with your doctor about these things. My daughter has irritable bowel syndrome, also known as irritable bowel disorder, and for some time I've been suspecting that she has SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth, and that means that certain foods that haven't been fully digested are going into the small intestine and they're fermenting there, and that's causing all sorts of bacterial problems. It's not uncommon when you're on a whole food plant-based diet to occasionally have difficulty making dietary adjustments. This is, for some people, it's a radical change, and so this is the time when you need to check with a professional. In her case, she's actually coming into the program with these digestive issues, and she's going to resolve them. There is a YouTuber that I follow. His name is Ask Goji Man. Absolutely, really admire this young man. He's doing his PhD in nutrition. He's just finished his master's degree. He'll be doing his PhD shortly, and he's taking a year off. He has a YouTube station channel, which I highly recommend. He can break down a lot of difficult to understand nutritional aspects into much more bite-sized pieces. Very similar to Dr. Greger, but a slightly different focus in that he looks at it from a more of a nutritional point of view and how you put it into practice, whereas Dr. Greger tends to look at it from a more scientific and medical point of view. Both of them are very good resources, and I highly recommend them to you. And fortunately, Ask Goji Man has, just as of yesterday, restarted his channel. He was offline for about 3 weeks, and there was all this speculation and now he's back on. So he is a very good resource, and I recommend that. And I'll put that in the notes as well. Anyway, that's enough from me. So peace out from Denise.